And you're welcome back. Now, in other news, the Food and Drugs Authority has launched an aggressive campaign to clear out the market of all drugs that have put the lives of consumers at risk. Now, after several attempts to crack down on fake, adulterated or unlicensed products, the FDA is involving the public in exposing dealers of such drugs. TV campaigns are already airing to draw the attention of consumers to this danger. We'll now be speaking to officials of the FDA, but first, my colleague Bernice Abubeidu has been looking at some of such dangerous drugs which are on sale in Accra.
The Food and Drugs Authority has launched a campaign asking Ghanaians to report cases of irritation or side effect when they take drugs. Now, the FDA is doing this because they want to clear the market of unapproved drugs. I'm here to find out from Ghanaians what they look out for when buying drugs and whether they're willing to report such cases of irritation after taking drugs to the FDA. How often do you buy drugs?
Let's say twice a month, because I get headaches.
Okay. What do you look out for when you're buying your drugs?
I just look at the packaging. I go for the best package. So probably I might go to the pharmacy to go and buy it, or if I see someone selling it and it's genuine, I see the packaging it's not like fake, yeah, then I'll just buy it.
As often as I fall sick.
Okay, and what do you look out for?
To get well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're buying a drug, what do you look out for? Is it that someone just tells you, oh, this will do this, and then you go out and buy it?
Yes, most of the times I ask for suggestions from friends. If they tell me this medicine was good for them, I just go out to buy it.
How often do you buy drugs or medicine?
3 months or probably like 6 months when I'm sick or when I don't feel.
What do you look out for when you're going out to buy a drug?
I look out for the manufacturer and then the reason why I need to use the drug. Okay, and then the expiry date as well.
Okay, so will you buy a drug that a friend recommends?
Probably.
How often do you buy medicine?
Oh, just recently I've been buying because I had an eye problem, so I've been buying.
Okay, so what do you look out for when you're buying medicine?
Actually, I actually use prescription, so I only look for the best quality.
Okay, and when you say the best quality, what do you mean? What about the medicine will let you know it's of high quality?
Unless you go to pharmacy shop, and not all pharmacies that give you the right drugs, but some pharmacy shops will give you the correct ones.
In a bid to clear the market of fake and unapproved drugs, the FDA has launched a campaign. Now, what they're asking you to do is to report to them any side effect or any irritation or reaction if you take a certain drug, so they can investigate the matter. Would you do that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's a plausible idea, and I think that it's about time we just get off the street this fake drugs, because people are dying, I'm sure. If you go to Kolebu and stuff, they'll be telling you that you shouldn't be taking unprescribed drugs. I mean, it's about time we all as a nation come together and help all these people get off this fake stuff.
All right.
Of course, if it will affect the lives of other citizens, it's the best thing to do. Yes, I would.
Why?
Because if it depends on what the side effect is. If it's really bad, then I have to tell them so that another person does not fall prey to what I was able to experience.
Yes, of course, I will. Because I'm told by some people that when you go to pharmacy shop, they ask you that do you want to buy original drug or you want to buy fake drug. But I've not come across any. But I've heard people saying that. So it's better you report.
Kofi Sedu na edro ben na wotong.
Tom man voice obi anesin ya ne ya obi akasa pampa obi akaka ya nesin.
Okay, so Kofi Sedu says that he sells mouthwash and it's for those who have dental problems, those who have odor problems in their mouth, or those who have a tooth cavity. Nti enkrofo by den omo pese omo hu wo edro no ho a ansa no mato bibi wo ho bi pese hu ana.
Pacho the me can say who to media and say who I say nesin ya ne ya o cost space na go 2.5 but or the general now out to me then adwun kakra.
So I've been asking him if there's anything in particular people look out for, and he says that people don't look out for anything in particular. They only come to testify to him that this product has really helped them. He also adds, when I asked him how business was, that it's not too good. It's quite unpredictable. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But whatever it is, he says that they take it that way. Medase.
Ke mo mpa na edruwenka ke entum ko nanim na enji ekuro bia so na obi an yede enkunto ese we de yedwuma pa manfo so na yedwuma first na bia we sen go to wi na wase ne sin haye ne ya to ku dem ne ya o shi ka gu ni tren so a na o de gire nim sa ba 3 minutes time ebe jono.
Okay, so what he's saying is also, he adds that this product is very good and his wish is that it will spread. He'll be able to market it in many other cities apart from here, Circle, where he's located. But what they call Food and Drugs Authority, Anna?
But the nations of you, but with the Ajidi Kumasi Takrari, Cape Coast, Sunyang.
Oh, okay. So the towns you heard him mention, he claims that this particular product can be gotten in such towns. But maybe say Food and Drug Authority, share a draw some any eduano some or cream. Modi a draw where alcohol, so munshim, no more mammo, in Shansu be a better say, I do a much who say, Papa.
But I just say, only a maybe could 2 or more until I just say penny phone. Could 2 or more. The doctor now, no man was so, no man was, be also. I don't dare come up, I'll be no bagazzi, do a phone. I'll never do a boom.
So he says that he doesn't know anything about the FDA. We should ask the producer of this mouthwash. But what he adds again is that many people come to testify that this drug is good. I'm currently at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, and here a lot of vendors sell drugs that they claim to solve all manner of sicknesses. Well, it's up to the FDA to tell us if these drugs are approved or not. That's why the FDA is launching this campaign to ask Ghanaians and supporting them report cases of drugs that cause irritation and side effects, so the matter could be investigated. For Joy News, Benis Abubedu, Circle, Accra.
Interesting thoughts there coming from Circle. All those interacting with Bernice. Well, in the studio is the head of communications at the Food and Drugs Authority to help us understand this campaign and tell us what more we can do to address this public health hazard of fake or unauthorized or unapproved drugs on the market. James Lartey, thank you very much, sir, for coming to our studio. So you heard some of the views out there. For you, is that essentially the kind of standard thoughts that you know?
I must first say that I feel very proud about this clip. You know, it's very educative. At least it tells me that the media is really helping us to fight this thing. I feel very proud about it. Let me mention that, you know, when it comes to looking at the clip, you could see the level of ignorance in some areas, especially with the last gentleman who spoke.
The drug vendor.
Yes. You know, you can buy a product, and Jifa, you may use the product, and the product may work, but the product may not be safe. It may be efficacious, but may not be safe. And let me explain it. If, for instance, I produce a painkiller, and in the painkiller, I put in maybe a large quantity of, let's say, paracetamol or something, and I give it to you. You take it, and it may work for you, but the amount I've put in is too much and may cause a problem to your liver. So though you may see an immediate response to the drug, the
after
effects is dangerous. You know, that is why every product that is manufactured, and I'm talking about products that FDA regulates, must first be investigated and approved by the FDA before it comes onto the market. no, this is a danger.
Okay, but I know that for the last decade at least, the FDA had been on a crusade to deal with fake drugs. Other colleagues had done documentaries that show that there are lots of fake drugs on the market. Why does this situation still persist? It may mean two things, that you're not doing your job very well, or people are still finding loopholes through which they're able to put these fake drugs on the market.
You know, we've identified something that when it comes to fake drugs being on the market, one of the challenges that we have has to do with the porous borders that way. That's one challenge that we've noticed. Now, aside that challenge, recently, FDA issued a press statement about some herbal medicines that were registered as herbal medicines, 6 products that were registered as herbal medicines. Now, when the products were brought into FDA to be tested, they were purely herbal, so they were giving approval for male vitality. Then, during our post-market activities, we picked some of these products from them. I mean, a lot of herbal products, took it to the lab. And then we noticed that out of them, 6 of these products contained what we call Vidanaphil. Vidanaphil is a chemical that is in the Viagra. So you go and pick the drug, the herbal medicine, you take it, you realize that as a man, you function very well. You see, but the point is this, because it's a herbal medicine, you take it with the mind that you are taking a herbal medicine. Because that drug that they put in it is not a drug that anybody at all can take. A doctor will have to look at you, check you very well, look whether you have hypertension, your blood level, all these things. If you are okay, he prescribes it.
So are you saying that after the FDA has given approval, some people go to doctor the product?
You understand? And it becomes a challenge. So you see, when you are talking about fake products and things coming onto the market, it comes in so many ways. It could be through unapproved routes. It could be to a product that has been registered
and approved, but the people go back.
They go back and this is what they do.
Okay. So you found it necessary to embark on a campaign or launch this campaign seeking the public's support. What are you expecting the public to do?
Now, you see, what we want the public to do is this. If, for instance, you take a medicine and you realize that this is a medicine you've been taking, but this time when you took it, you had an experience. It could be that you had rashes on your body. It could be anything. You just have to report to the FDA. When you report, we'll make an investigation into it, whether this is a genuine product or it's not a genuine product. This will lead us to ask that product to be withdrawn from the market. There are times that the problem has nothing to do with the product, but the way it was stored. In a sense that the product is good. But maybe in a chemical shop or in a pharmacy shop, it's supposed to be kept at a cool place. It wasn't. So it makes a product develop other problems. So when you take it, you get a problem. So when you report these things, through our investigation, we're able to find out whether it is out of storage, whether it is a fake product, whether it is counterfeit, whatever the problem is, we find out we're able to withdraw the product from the market.
So that's what you expect the public to do.
Yeah.
And are they supposed to report to your offices across the country?
Yes, we give a short code. That can test that short code. Every network with a central glow. And that is 4015. You test it to us and we'll do an investigation on that. Aside that, you can call the FDA office and give us information.
So you are supposed to send the name of the medication.
The name of the medication.
And what happened.
What happened.
Okay. However, in this issue of tracking medications to prevent fake drugs, we've heard stories, particularly in reference to Nigeria, where they used a special barcode. You could text the number to a certain number and it will tell you whether the drug is genuine or not. Why aren't we using that system in Ghana?
Yeah, you know, FDA, we don't have a problem using that system in Ghana. But those that came out with that particular device, they wanted FDA to impose it on industry.
When you say impose it on industry, what does that mean?
We should make sure that industry are going to use it by force. Like it's going to be mandatory for industry to use it. But you know, we told them that's not possible. It is a marketing strategy that they need to talk to industry about it, which we can support. But for FDA to say that we have sanctioned this, it's going to be a problem.
Why? Because why is that a problem? Asking industry to take advantage of a product or an innovation that will guarantee the efficacy or genuineness of their product.
You see, I'll tell you why, as a regulator, you have to be very careful about some of these things. In Nigeria, they started experiencing something where, for instance, maybe company A will manufacture a product. When it manufactures the product, let's say paracetamol contains 500 milligrams per tablet. That same company will now manufacture the same paracetamol, now make it 200 milligrams per tablet, but write only 500 milligrams. That same company. And then will report to the NAFDAC that
that's the National Federal Drug Authorities in Nigeria.
That someone is trying to fake my medicine. NAFDAC will attempt looking for somebody else apart from that manufacturer. No, it's the manufacturer that is doing it. Now, what this device does is that it will just talk to you that this is coming from the original source, but does not deal with the contents, as in whether it is up to the right standard or not. So we notice that people will be dodging under this. You know, we really had an engagement with the innovators of this, and we realized that it can be used by industry to check their own selves, but not for a regulator to pick it up and impose on industry. This the angle that we came from, which they understood.
Okay. Now, finally, in looking at this campaign to get people to support the FDA to identify fake drugs, you saw in Bernice Abubeidu's clip, she spoke to this vendor at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, and these vendors are all over the place, everywhere across the country. They're advertising in the long distance buses when people are traveling or in trotros and the like. Why not go directly to these people and undertake a swoop of a sort?
Jifa, I have been part of a swoop to arrest these people. We've done that about 3 times to the police at Emma Station. You move away from the place, within 5 minutes they are back. The question is that how we are going to operate? So we believe that let us concentrate on educating members of the public. The point is this. In Ghana, by law, medicines are not supposed to be sold anywhere apart from pharmacy shops, licensed chemical shops, hospitals, clinics, and maternity homes. You are not supposed to sell medicines in buses. So to us, if members of the public are educated a lot and they understand this, and you enter a bus, somebody comes there, nobody buys, the guy will not come back. Because we realize that using this once in a while we'll do it. I mean, once in a while, just to put fear.
Okay, it doesn't mean that it's not part of your strategy, but it's not a major strategy.
It's not a major strategy. Because we've done it a couple of times when people were arrested.
But if people keep coming back, and it means then the punishment's not deterrent.
I remember the first swoop we did. They were taking about 19 people. They were taken to court. They were just giving warning. That was all the first time. The second time, the case lasted for about 2 years. We don't know what happened again to the case. You know, sometimes it's a challenge. So when it happens that way, you ask yourself, is it worth wasting these resources to chase these people? You take them to court and nothing happens. You know, that's discouraging. So we, like I'm saying, we believe that let us major on education, but once in a while, we'll embark on this road to put fear in people.
In talking about the public education, how do you know that somebody may not also be used to try and destroy somebody else's product by sending you the name of that product that it's not?
Oh, Jifa, the point is that when you send us an information, it doesn't mean immediately we are putting that information to the public domain that it's not good. We'll do an investigation. So if we find out that it's not true, why not publish it?
All right. And how long is this campaign to last, or are you doing anything
for the first
special?
One, it's 3 months. After 3 months, we are intending to do other campaigns. But after the 3 months, before we know what to do, we'll look at the impact and then to advise us what to do next.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Lartey. And Mr. Lartey is the head of communications at the Food and Drugs Authority.